Okay, so let's take a look at a few more examples. On this particular example, we're going to do another dilation, but we're going to do 3. We're going to do one with a scale factor of 3, one with a scale factor of 1/2, and one with a scale factor of -2, just so you get a little variety. So just like we did in the previous example, the first step you're going to do is going to be to draw your projection lines. So I am going to dilate this particular triangle, triangle ABC, with the center of point D 3 different ways here. So again, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw in my 3 projection lines. Now, because one of them is negative, we'll talk about what happens with that in a little bit. But when you're drawing your projection lines, I want you to go both directions through the center D and each point in each vertex. So again, you want to try to be as accurate as possible. It's not a rush. So I've got D through A, D through B, and then finally I'm going to draw my projection line from D out through C. Again, in both directions. Okay, so again, like I said, I'm going to do this 3 different times. Okay, so if I start with the first one, we're going to do a scale factor of 3, and I'm just going to make a dot there because I'm going to make this one in red. So I'm going to count my distance, and then for the first one, I'm going to triple everything because, again, it's the scale factor of 3. So to get to from D to A, we have to go to the right 2. So if we triple that, we're going to go to the right 6. So from the center at D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's my A prime. To get from D, the center, to point B, I have to go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2. So if I triple that, that means I'm going to go to the right 12 and up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is my B prime. And again, I'm tripling everything because it says my scale factor is 3. Okay, and then last but not least, to get from D to C, we go to the right 1 and up 4. So if we triple that, we're going to go to the right 3 and then up 12. So here is my C prime. So once you have all 3 points plotted, then you're going to use your ruler to connect your points. So again, this first one that I dilated here had a scale factor of 3. Okay, next we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to use a scale factor of 1/2. That means we're going to go half the distance in all directions. Okay, so if we start with the first one. So again, to get from D to A, I went to the right 2. So what's half of 2? 1. So that means this point here is going to be a double prime. I'm going to use a double prime because it's in the same picture. So we have one single prime, one double prime, and the third one will be triple prime. Okay, next, to get from D to B, we had to go to the right 4 and up 2. So if I'm going to take half of that, half of 4 is 2. So I'm going to go to the right 2, and then half of 2 is 1. So I'm going to go up 1. So this point here is going to be B double prime. And then finally, to get from D to C, again, we went to the right 1 and up 4. So half of 1 is 1/2. So I'm going to go to the right 1/2, and then half of 4 is 2, and then I'm going to go up 2. So here's my C double prime. So again, what I'm going to do next is to connect my 3 points. Now before I keep going, notice that my points all fell on my projection lines. Okay, my angles still look congruent. Okay, so we're doing good so far. So I'm going to make that one kind of a turquoise color. And then last but not least, we're going to do one that's a negative. So if we're going to do one that has a -2 scale factor, negative means you're going the opposite direction. So instead of going to the right, I'm going to go to the left. Instead of going up, we're going to go down. And notice it's actually a -2. So that means I'm going to double it in the other direction. Okay, so again, starting with A. To get from D to the A, we had to go to the right 2. So now, since it's negative, we're going to go to the left, and we're going to double it. So we're going to go to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's my A triple prime. Okay, for B, again, to get from D to B, we went to the right 2 and up 1. So now we're going to go to the left 4, because again, I'm sorry. So again, to get from, let's try that one more time. To get from D to B, we went to the right 4 and up 2. So now we're going to go left and down. So we're going to go left 8, because 4 times 2 is 8. And then we're going to go down 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. So again, we're going to left 8 and down 4. So here is my B triple prime. And then finally, to get from D to C, we went to the right 1 and up 4. So now we're going to go left and down. So we're going to go left 2 and down 8. So here's my C triple prime. And again, notice that all 3 points fell on the projection lines. So we're doing this accurately, nice and neat. And there we go. So this is our third one. Okay. Notice my sides. Okay, still parallel. My angles are still congruent. Okay, so one final thing to add to this page. When we had these triangles, the 3 new ones that we drew based to the original, how they're related when you have a dilation is that they're similar. So one thing we can state at the bottom is that triangle ABC, the original triangle, remember the tilde means similar. So if we need to jot that down, that means they are similar. It's similar to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, which is also similar to triangle A double prime, B double prime, C double prime, which is also similar to my third one, triangle A triple prime, B triple prime, and C triple prime. So one of your assignments for today, you are going to be doing these dilations. Okay, and if you have any questions, please let me know.